everyone, I am Sarah Bitim Anafi from DPM6B. Okay, let's begin by the first defining what hire purchase is. Okay, it is basically a system of acquiring goods on credit whereby the seller of this good will be regarded as a dealer and the purchaser is the hirer and the finance company is the owner. It's like the hiring of goods with the option to buy the goods at the end of hire purchase term. Okay, if you take on hire purchase financing, you are the hirer and the financier is the owner. As a hirer, you will have to repay the financier based on the agreed duration while you have a possession of the vehicle. Okay, when the installments are paid up, then the ownership is transferred to you. Okay, hire purchase transactions are governed by the Hire Purchase Act 1967. Okay, the hire purchase set out the forms and contents of hire purchase agreements, the legal right, duties, and obligation of hirer and financiers. Okay, the Hire Purchase Act is administered by the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs. Okay, in hire purchase, there is a lot of cases and agreements, but I'll give you an illustration that 100% related within an early agreements. Okay. Given that Jasmine wealthy brother may be willing to settle the account for her, she may consider making the full payment, which is an amount after deducting the rebates allowed under section 95 to DF, which will discharge her indebtedness under the agreements under section 94.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Anis Nadira. I'm from class DPM6B. I will explain about early complications of the agreement in section 14, subsection 1. In early complications of agreement in section 14, subsection 1, the hire under the hire purchase agreement may, if he has given notice in writing to the owner of his expectation to do so, on or before the day specified for the debt purpose in the notice, complete the purchase of the good by paying or tendering to the owner the next balance due under the agreement. Okay, the next one is next purchase 23, section 14, subsection 2, for the purpose of subscription. Hire purchase agreement, the term charges are at the fixed rate. The next balance due is the balance original payable under the agreement less. If any amount other than the deposit paid or the provided by or on behalf of the hire under agreement, also the statutory rebate for the term can be charged. And if the hire require any contract of insurance to be cancelled, the statutory rebate for insurance or where in the hire purchase agreement the term charges are at the variable rate. The next balance due is the outstanding amount financed and term charge accrued and calculate up to next due date of the payment less. If the hire requires any contract of insurance to be cancelled, the statutory rebate for the insurance. Okay, the next one is section 14, subsection 3, the right on the hire by the section may be exercised by him at any time during the continue of the agreement or where the owner has taken the purpose of the good, open payment to the owner within in 21 days after the owner has served a notice in the form set out in the file schedule. In addition to the net balance due together with the reasonable cost, including the cost if they storage, repair or maintenance of the goods incurred by the owner incidentally to his taking possession of the good, or where the hire has returned the good to the owner within 21 days after the service on him on the notice in the form set out of the for schedule. Open payment to the owner within 15 in 21 days after the owner has serviced in a notice in the form set out in the file schedule. The next balance due in the under acta.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Akila binti Batia from DPM6B. I would like to talk about my part, which is the solution and procedure hire purchase. I will show what the solution of Encik Zudi. When Encik Zudi wants to finish agreement earlier, these are several steps for him to do with the bank. He cannot pay the full payment all of sudden to the bank. He must contact the bank first. After everything is done, he will receive a rebate on his behalf. Then he must pay all the unpaid payment to the bank. Okay, now let's move on the next topic. What is the procedure for Encik Zudi? First, Encik Zudi must check the unpaid debt balance. Encik Zudi can check the balance in their website or contact the bank directly. When Encik Zudi confirm to be able to pay off the debt at the start of the selling and purchase agreement, he must give a notice to the bank, notice in writing to the bank of his intention early completion of the agreement on or before the date specific for the purpose in the notice. Mr. Zudi must then explain why he wish to make early payment before the maturity date, so that Mr. Zudi's application can be verified by the bank. After that, Encik Zudi will pay the balance of the debt, which is known as settlement. The bank will not change interest on the balance of the loan, which is for another 5 years. Then Encik Zudi will pay all necessary payment under the agreement, which is known as net balance view. In the end, the bank will give the grant to Mr. Zudi, as Mr. Zudi is already the owner of the car.
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. my name is Nurul Farah Ashikin binti Samad from class TPM6B. Now, we already know what is the meaning of hire purchase and which act that we refer in this situation, and also the procedure of a Zudi. Now, stick with me with the last part, which is a conclusion. As a conclusion, a hire purchase agreement, also known as installment plan or the never never, is an arrangement whereby a customer agrees to a contract to acquire an asset by paying initial installment and replace the balance of the price of the asset and plus interest over a period of time. Hire purchase agreement also is a contract that is generally used to purchase a vehicle, a home, and so on. This is similar with Malaysia's Hire Purchase Act. Besides that, in Hire Purchase Act 1967, there are several rights and duties of hirer, and one of them is right to early completion of agreement. According to Section 14, Subsection 1 of Hire Purchase Act 1967 provides that the hirer under a hire purchase agreement may, if he has given notice in writing to the owner of his intention to do so, on or before the date specified for that purpose in the notice to the owner, complete the purchase of the goods by paying or tendering to the owner of the net balance due under the agreement. To put it simply, if Zudi wishes to pay off his debt car before its maturity period, he has the right to do so. However, Section 14 of Hire Purchase Act 1967 stated that the hirer must give written notice to the owner on or before the specified day in the notice for that reason. After that, the hirer, which is Zudi, is responsible for paying the agreement's net balance due. As a result, he will receive a rebate, which is the deduction from the remaining year when he chooses to pay early than the maturity period. If hirer requires any contract of insurance to be cancelled, the statutory rebate for insurance will be included. To be sure, Zuhdi has the right to shorten the length of the hire purchase agreement, and he can exercise his right to early completion at any point during the agreement's duration. And Zudi must remember that he must give written notice to the owner for the reasons stated in the notice on or before the specified date. He must also pay the net balance due under the terms of the agreement. Alright, in my opinion, I think it is a common knowledge that an asset will not be transferred to the hirer until the debt is free, the debt is settled. But, however, it is different in Zudi's situation, in Zudi's case, where he wants to pay off his car debt before its maturity period. And I think actually it is a smart move because it can benefit both the bank and Zudi. Because Zudi will be burden free and debt free. I think that's all from our group. Thank you so much for the attention. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.